You are listening to the TN Horror Podcast Network. Horror with a sense of humor.
Hi, I'm Bill Mosley, and you're in the horror basement. Lick my plate, you dog bitch.
Welcome to the Horror Basement, where we talk horror and more. Coming to you from the basement of my mom's trailer. I'm one of your hosts, Johnny. We have Jim Jam and Yeti here with us.
Jim Jam here.
Hey.
We're serving up horror all over the land like biscuits and gravy, baby. You know how we do. Make sure you go to tnhorror.com and check out the merch page and buy some merch.
And you can donate on or detonate the Patreon.
Yep, donate on the Patreon, blow it up, detonate it. You know, you can do all that and
Buy a candle.
buy a candle. Yeah.
Yeah. Where from?
Call me out. She's on vacation. Can't buy one there, so I don't know why you said that.
By
You
the
can
time
go
this
look at
podcast come out, it will be off vacation.
I don't know if she will be or not. Anyways, so teenhorror.com for awesome horror articles and news articles and awesome merch. So and the haunt page. Follow us at the Horror Basement Podcast.
Yep.
So let's get into this. All right, guys. So you'll recognize our guest from Rob Zombie's 31 as from the character Sickhead, and also from his role on American Horror Stories Freak Show. But he's got 2 movies out. Rob Zombie's 3 from Hell as Sebastian, and Dr. Death from Josh Hasty's Candy Corn, Mr. Pancho Moeller. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys. Thanks. That was quite the introduction. Appreciate it.
Oh, man.
Glad you guys are having me on your show.
Man, we're excited to have you on the show. And as I said, with every guest we do, we started doing the question of the week with them instead of doing it without them. So, God, Jim Jam wanted me to do this for the question of the week. Do you think ghosts wear clothes? God.
I would like to think that they do. Yeah.
That's something we come up with one day. It's like, well, do you think ghosts
I've
wear
never
clothes?
imagined them not to wear clothes, to be honest.
But like if they, they pass on, does clothes turn into ghosts?
See, that was the whole question. I don't know.
Could you imagine a ghost just going through his closet?
What am I
Yeah,
going to wear
it's
today?
like, what can I die in?
Yeah.
What am I going to haunt
exactly.
these people in today?
I like to imagine a ghost wears clothes and he's wearing the same thing he died in. As now, if there's a ghost or person that dies like naked, then maybe they're not wearing clothes. You know,
Dongs out. Sorry, I couldn't
I
help
hope
it.
I die in something comfortable.
of course, that would be awesome. It would suck to die like in something
Oh,
that's just like really itchy, or just
Like a
super
wool
tight.
sweater. Or
but what you
something.
just said, if you die and you're sleeping, you're just in your underwear, so forever you're just walking around in your underwear.
Yeah, you're walking around in your underwear. Other people are like dressed all fancy and
Yeah.
nice, and you're just stuck in your underwear everywhere.
Dude.
I mean, that would actually be kind of comfortable.
yeah.
That's the way I roll.
Sweet.
Hell yeah. You had said you was hoping that Candy Corn would come out quicker, I believe. Like I watched you in an interview, and you was hoping that it would come out a little quicker. But so how is it now that you got 2 movies coming out at one time, like all together?
It's an actor's dream to just have any movie coming out, let alone 2 movies coming out at around the same time, same genre, which is my favorite genre right as we speak. I was brought into this horror world about like 3 years ago, and I'm fascinated by it. The fans are so loyal. They're good people to know, and just they love the films, and I can't complain about that. And they got good questions, and being able to come out with 2 films and embrace that, and I couldn't ask for anything else. Like in saying what you were asking before, as opposed to like, I'm glad that they're both coming out. It was just meant to be this way. And Candy Corn is coming out one day after Three from Hell, which is great for me as an actor. You know, you want projects to just come out, let alone at the same time your career definitely will move to the next level. And to have two different parts that are completely showcase a different range, a different side of myself is an actor's dream.
Yeah, and when you speak of Candy Corn, we talked to Josh Hasty a little over a week ago. He's a really, really cool dude, really good guy. And if people missed out on pre-ordering that Candy Corn, it was $15. I mean, that's a good price for a Blu-ray. A really good
Oh
price.
yeah, definitely.
Really good
Well
price.
worth it too.
Yeah, and well worth it. When we watched the film, and what was your favorite
Yeah, of
part in
course.
this movie? Like being Dr. Death and just being called Dr. Death, because how many Dr. Deaths have there ever been? I meant to look that up. But being that character, and we was talking to Josh, and he says that people keep bringing up this character and wanting more of Dr. Death. How does that feel?
Well, it feels good. To be honest, I had no idea about that. So when you say that, it feels like I like it was a job well done, you know, on both sides, on Josh's behalf and on mine. We worked really, really hard on making Dr. Death a three-dimensional character and adding some humanity to him. It's very easy to play characters like this and they start to become a gimmick as opposed to something real. And so we worked really hard on keeping just very calm and very grounded, but still in control. So it feels good when you say something like that. There's a big history behind Dr. Death as far as like my inner monologue, which I like to keep that one to myself. But as far as like Josh was very specific about like wanting me to like watch episodes of like The Blacklist and James Spader's part, and just watching like the kind of character he plays, just very calm, cool, always knows more than anybody in the room. And then also I brought in like my own kind of, I watched that movie Godless with Jeff Phillips on it, and the choices he made in this series, this Netflix series, was just amazing to keep him so calm and just so dark. And so loyal, and so we kind of were able to bring both of those aspects as well as like my own choice, myself into it, and create this character. And we had such a long time to do it, in a sense that we started shooting this movie. Candy Corn came about 3 years ago, and we were only able to shoot pieces at a time for a long time. And so it really allowed me to just understand the character even more.
Yeah, because Josh did tell us that he does have 2 more of them that he's planning on making. And so I guess your character will continue to grow, which is awesome.
He will continue to grow, as well as like his relationship with the other carnies, even more so the relationship that he has with Tony Todd's character, Bishop Gate, which is pretty awesome to be able to work with such a horror icon on that level.
Yeah, that definitely got to be pretty awesome. And just, before I let these other guys ask a question, what does it feel like knowing that you're going to have your hat is going to be a Halloween prop? Like a character, you know, so people can buy that hat now, or they will be able to eventually from Trick or Treat Studios.
Yeah, they'll be able to buy the whole costume, which is pretty awesome. I like the fact, you know, with Sickhead's character, it was more specific. You know, not a lot of people are gonna paint a swastika on their chest and walk around during Halloween.
No.
But with a character like Dr. Death, you know, like and the costumes being made for all shapes and all sizes, it is such a comfortable costume. It is so chic, and to know that they're going to be selling it in stores, I'm fascinated by that, because I feel like a lot of people will wear that.
Will they at least hook you up with a costume or give you a costume?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm friends with Chris Zephyros, one of and Justin Mabry, the owners of Trick or Treat Studios, so I'm sure I'll be able to get a costume. I
hope so.
I bet on it.
Yeah, that would be cool.
And also with the costume that they designed, it was designed by Cody Verona, who also ran this store called Forgotten Saints here in Melrose and in Hollywood, and she also designs costumes for all the rock stars like Rob Zombie, Alice Cooper, and so it's pretty awesome to put her on the map with that in a movie, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's really awesome.
That's the costume I would want.
I thought you was going to ask him if he's going to be wearing this costume in
Oh
conventions.
yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a badass ghost too.
That would be a
badass ghost, right?
So after these movies come out, are you do you have any conventions coming up after the movies?
I leave that to Sean Clark, who's my convention manager, but he wanted to see he wanted these movies to come out first because there's only so much. I think I've already ridden the sickhead train for as long as it can go, you know?
Yeah.
And so he wanted these movies to come out first, breathe a little bit, and then we'll start lining up some conventions. So that's kind of how it works in the convention world from my experience.
Okay, so do you think possible after these movies come out that you will dress up as Dr. Death at a convention or something?
Like a photo op.
You know, I don't know. I've never... the only people I know that really dress up as the characters are Bill Moseley and Sid Haig. More so, I don't know. I guess if I got a costume and they allowed it or they requested it, it could be something that could work out.
I think it'll be something that the fans would want.
It would be a photo opportunity. I mean,
yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
For a photo op, that would be awesome.
Yeah, like a photo op, you know, and then you'd be like, yeah, $100, get your photo taken with me.
That's a lot of money.
I know. People pay that much money to take photos with people, which is insane to me.
Oh, I know, man. I've seen it, and I don't understand it. I don't think I could ever charge that much money.
Yeah,
in a sense that people are, it's
unless you're
a lot
donating
of money
half of it or more of it.
Why charge the fans, the people that make you? I just don't know if I believe in that, but everybody's different.
Yeah, you'd have to be donating at least half of it.
I heard a lot of them say that
or more,
you know, just a lot of the money
because that's crazy. Yeti, you got a question for me, man?
Yeah, I want to totally shift gears. I read and I heard in an interview that you studied at UCB, which I think is really cool because so many great writers and performers and comedians have come out of there. It's super cool. How do you feel like that helps you prepare for roles like Dr. Death and Sickhead, et cetera, et cetera?
Well, I didn't start at UCB. I did attend UCB. I got to the third level, and that's as far as I got, which is one of the higher levels. I believe there's 5 levels. But it definitely helps you keep on your toes. You're working with professionals. You're working with seasoned actors. You know, if you forget your dialogue or they forget theirs, you can't just be like, okay, cut, you forgot his dialogue. You got to keep it going and make it look good. Your job is to make them look good. So studying at UCB definitely helps me stay on my toes and helps me stay prepared and comfortable in my own body. If that helps answer the question at all.
Yeah. That's really cool. Do you find yourself yes-anding on the set sometimes and kind of trying to keep things moving along, or do you ever have a chance to really improv in these films?
That's a good question. A lot of the times you don't, just because they're not huge budget films where you can get take after take after take after take. So with these films, we only get 3 takes at the most of each angle, especially even in Rob's films. So you got to give it, you got to be ready to go. And if you're not, Rob will never use you again.
That makes sense, though.
Time's money.
And a lot of the times, if it's take after take after take after take, it's not spontaneous anymore. You know what's going to happen, and it just doesn't keep it alive. It doesn't keep it fresh. So it's kind of cool to be able to nail it within the first few takes.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense because on a low budget, you got to be efficient. So you got to get in there and almost be surgical.
Yeah, no, you have to. Time is money. That's all I know. Especially if you're shooting it over and over and over again, you're going over the time limit, and that pushes the film back, and then they have to pay everybody overtime, and that's one of the things that they're trying to stay away from, because that will cost a lot of money.
Definitely.
You said it was a dream come true to work with Rob Zombie the first time. So what was it like having him call you for another role in a film? Did you have to audition for this role? Or was it just... No,
not at all. The way me and Rob Zombie communicate, I believe that this is the way he communicates with a lot of his actors, is he communicates with me through email. So I got an email from Rob, and it just said, "Hey, it's movie time again. I'm not sure if you're familiar with my movie, The Devil's Rejects, but I just wrote a follow-up to that movie, and I wrote a pretty awesome part for you. It's the complete opposite of your last role with me. I want to see what you can do with it. Are you down?" And I said, "Hell yeah, I don't even got to think about that. Let's do it." And it was just such an honor to even, be thought of and included in such a, enormous franchise like that. To me, The Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses is by far some of my favorite movies that Rob's done, So to be included in that world was just awesome.
Yeah, it's got to feel amazing to know that you did so well that he's keeping you in the rotation of the small group of people that he keeps in rotation.
No, for sure. And it's funny because after I said, "Yeah, of course, no problem, I got you, let's do it," and then he sent me the character description. At the end of the email, he's like, "And this is going to be a weird question, but can you start growing your beard out now?" And I was like, "Of course, yeah, dude, because you can't be in the Devil's Rejects sequel and not look shaggy and just hairy as hell, So I was stoked, man. It was a look I've never had before. He wanted to make me completely unrecognizable from the last film.
Yeah, and you definitely was.
Obviously, you're going to know it's me because it's a little dude, but he still, he looks completely different if you've seen both movies.
Yeah, totally different.
Both characters.
Totally different. I was really hoping you'd be a part of a family member in the movie, to be honest. Somehow they've...
Yeah, it was already hard enough to incorporate the other actor as a family member.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But, it worked. If it was going to work, the only way it would work was with somebody like Richard Brake, who, did such a great job with Doomhead.
Yeah.
And the fans loved him so much that if you're going to make it work, that's the person that will make it work. So it felt good. And just to incorporate another character to the family like that is a huge honor. I'm sure Richard Brake is so stoked on that.
I think Baby kind of made you an honorary member, didn't she?
Yeah, I think she did, man. And we had it was like a really good moment for us to have that. And it made Sebastian's character just, it grounded him a bit more, made him more humane. I believe that in the relationship part. And it like someone asked me the other day, he's like, "Well, was it like a relationship where you you cared about her in a loving, more like a girlfriend way?" I was like, "No, by no means was it that. What it was a brotherhood. It was a sisterhood. I cared about her like she was the sister that I never had, and she affected me in a way that no one's never depended on me like her. No one's ever talked to me the way she did, and so to be accepted that way, it made our friendship even stronger."
I think that's one of the big things with them. They're supposed to be the bad guys or whatever, but yet the fans love them so much and rooting for them.
But they always stick together. They take care of family.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely about family in the Devil's Rejects, the Firefly family. It's what it's all about.
This might be a little bit spoilers, but I was really hoping to see that you was going to ride off into the sunset with them and possibly be a fourth movie with y'all four.
Yeah, no, I when we were shooting it, Rob had his doubts. He was just like, that's a kind of cool thing about when you're shooting is like you can change it, especially being the director. Like, no, like let's try it this way too. That way we can have two separate endings. But you know, that's the way it worked out, and I was fine with it in a sense that, you know, to be able to sacrifice my love or my life for another makes my character even stronger, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So you saved a life, right? So
It was a
Yeah.
really cool sequence. I love the Inagata Vita sequence. Like you guys are blazing out and it's playing fucking Iron Butterfly. You can just kind of see the bond forming. That's
awesome. You know,
it was one of my favorite
saying
parts.
all this, I have not seen the movie yet, but I read the whole script. I know all the people that were cast in it, so I can only imagine what they brought to it. But I know that I took the stuff that was given to me and the actors that I played around with like super serious. So to hear you say something like that to watch the bond just, you know, unwind and be created and start is humbling to me. I can't wait to see it.
There's some really cool stuff there in the third act. That just, how does that feel watching yourself on screen after shooting for so long? Like,
you kind of just like forget about it. I shot Three from Hell like probably like almost a little bit over a year ago, and you know, this is a quick turnaround for Rob, considering the turnaround for 31 was like 2 years, you know. Right. So this is a quick turnaround, and it feels I kind of forget about what I did, you know. I know that it was in the moment. I know that it was good because Rob's not going to put anything out there that's garbage, and you know so I can only imagine what it's going to look like, and but to answer your question, it feels good to watch myself on screen. You know, the first time you watch it, you always kind of, instead of enjoying the film, you're more critiquing it, and that kind of sucks. But that's, I believe, what all actors do. And then you kind of, the second time you watch it is when you can just enjoy it, you know. And so I think that when the premiere's coming, I'm gonna try my hardest just to enjoy the film with everybody, with all the fans, and that's all I can do. But I can't tell you that I'm not going to sit there and critique myself. So I'm
like,
not
I could have done this better,
or critiquing myself.
Yeah.
That's why I hardly ever listen back to what we do, because I'll be
same here
critiquing myself. But I have started to after 160 podcasts.
Have you?
Man, that's a lot, guys.
Yeah. We've been doing it for almost 5 years now.
4.
It'll be going. So how many do you guys? How many do you try to push out a year? As many as you can.
Just once a week. We try to do once a week.
Okay.
Cool. But I was gonna ask, did you purposely not want to watch the movie right now? Or did you want to wait till the fans got to see it too?
Well, what happened with 31 was that we had to do a bunch of ADR for it, so I got a chance to. ADR is when you're doing all your voice stuff over again. And with the technology, the way it's got nowadays is, I mean, everything is just so enhanced that you don't really need to do ADR no more. So I didn't really get to see any of the stuff, but I've had the chance to watch the movie, and I passed up on it because I want to be surprised when I get to go to the premiere.
Yeah,
it's a big thing for me, and I don't want to go there knowing already what like the outcome is and any of that stuff. I just want to enjoy it.
That's what I was kind of thinking. Is there going to be a premiere in Hollywood like usual?
Yeah, there's a premiere on September 16th, Monday of next week, and it's going to be awesome. And then the day after is a premiere for Candy Corn, so it's a pretty big week for me. That's never happened like in my life, so I'm just. It's so surreal that this is actually going to happen, and I'm so grateful.
That's gonna be a trip of a week.
I think Josh said that they're going to do a premiere at on Friday the 13th. They're doing it at that festival, that convention. Forget what it's called now. Damn.
Oh, that's awesome. The Texas Frightmare?
No. It was crap. It's in L.A. somewhere around in California. Bill just brought it up to us in the interview that we just did.
Son of Monster
I think I know
Palooza.
what you're talking about. It's
Monster
a convention
Palooza.
in Riverside. He's been mentioning it to me.
Yeah, Monster Palooza. Yeah,
Son of Monster Palooza.
yeah, they're gonna. I think that's what he said.
No, it's another one that it's only been around for like 3 years now, and it's growing. It's one that happens in Riverside. I remember him mentioning it to me, but it's in October.
Oh, okay.
October, Friday the 13th. Yeah, but it should be awesome. That's great. I'm so proud of Josh, like in a sense that this movie started as just a passion project, and it just got bigger than all of us, bigger than any of us expected. Maybe not Josh, because Josh just has a different vision, but coming from an actor's side, it's sometimes, it just doesn't happen. And the fact that this did is just beyond me.
Yeah,
It's got a huge buzz even before release. I mean, the buzz on this movie is insane. Like,
I know.
Very seldom are there like indie projects that have this much. Like everybody's talking about it, Just really cool.
Yeah,
to see.
yeah. That's it's kind of the cool thing about social media, that you can, you can create a fan base, and you can throw little things, you can bait them, and then throw little things at them, and then people start to like it, and then it becomes word of mouth, and then it just grows it almost just grows by itself.
Yeah, social media has changed the game for real.
A weird thing is with candy corn, people have like something for teeth. Did you realize that? Like they collect like teeth and all this and that. And the only reason why I know this is because I seen a guy talking about candy corn and how it has something related to teeth, and he got like a tooth, like a big tooth that was the color of a candy corn. I don't know.
Oh, really? That's kind of cool. Like what? Like a mouth grill that's got like a candy corn tooth in it?
No, like the big tooth that was on the postcard.
Yes.
Like that.
Oh, I know what you're talking. I believe it was there. There was like a tooth made before, and it was like almost like a piggy bank.
Yeah, like it's just, I don't know. The dude's like obsessed with teeth, and he said that his bathroom had like all teeth products in it. Like, I don't know why someone would be obsessed with teeth products, but it's just an odd thing. I thought I'd bring up to you to let you know that people will have tattooed candy corn teeth.
Maybe
on
that's because like when you die, like, and you deteriorate and everything turns to ash, the only thing that's still there is your teeth.
Could be. Still weird.
I don't know.
Well, speaking of candy corn, do you eat candy corn?
I do, but it's not like my favorite candy. It's definitely not my favorite candy.
We asked Josh that, and he said, no, candy corn is the worst.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's not my favorite.
No, it's the worst Halloween
candy. I'll eat it if that's all that's there, but it's one of those things, like even when I used to trick or treat, like it's one of those things that it would be the last thing I ate. And not because I'm saving it for the end, but because I don't want to even think about it.
Yeah, I feel your pain on that one.
I mean, chocolate is just so much better.
So, hey, Pancho, have you yet I don't even know how to word it. Have you got to see anybody with a tattoo of you on them yet?
Yeah, I've actually seen quite a few people with the sickhead tattoo. God bless their souls, but yeah, I mean, I've seen that, and that's super crazy.
That is super
see someone
crazy.
with like a tattoo of such a fucked up character, like on their body for the rest of their life.
So
I'm happy for them. I'm stoked for them that they're so loyal, but at the same time, I'm like, you're gonna have that on your body for the rest of your life. That's crazy. But then again, I don't have the best tattoos either, so it's not a big deal.
What do your parents feel about your career?
They're super supportive of it. They always believed in me and with everything I did, and just because I was so motivated, I was just so determined that they always supported me. Even with skateboarding, that was like the first sport that I kind of just stuck with and just kept doing and got better and better and better and better at it. I think it's just the way you approach things, With acting, it was different. It wasn't like it was one of those things that that I'm like, hey, give me the part. I'm a little guy. I'm cute. Hire me. You still have to know. You still have to have chops. You still have to know how to bring a character to life. You still have to know how to make interesting choices. You still have to know how to be vulnerable on camera and exciting. And just so with that said, because of the way I went about it, of like my training, like my excessive training of with all these different methods and techniques, they're completely happy for me, and they're just supportive, and they know that I'm a professional. I take it. I do this. This is my profession, and I'm serious about it.
So, yeah, well, you're awesome at it. So, but one thing,
Yeah.
What was your parents' reaction to Sickhead?
Well, my mom was a little bit disturbed at first. She's already kind of scared of clowns. So to have a clown up there that's just out of his mind. The only thing that she was stoked about that was that he spoke Spanish. It's always good to be able to be on film and embrace your culture, embrace your language, and that's one of the. Whether I was saying some of the worst things, but it made her laugh.
Yeah.
Sickhead more so made her laugh, but she was also kind of just worried for me in a sense of like what the fans were going to say or what the critics were going to say and how they would react, and how, with such a character that's so hated in the sense of like representing Hitler, and he did some bad stuff. So she was more worried on that sense of it.
Yeah.
But once she realized and knew that, it's just a character in a movie and it's a genre, she accepted it more, and she knew that I was a professional, and what I went about it, how I went about Sickhead is just, it only an actor does that.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look up
That's
to see
not
what
one of
you
those
said.
things you get stuck in. That's definitely, yeah.
No, it's definitely not a character you want to get. You got to know when to turn it off.
Yeah.
Sometimes people don't, and that's sad. But I've learned when to turn it off, and I usually need a good week or 2 weeks to kind of just unwind after I shoot a movie, especially parts like that, because. And to be by myself and be alone and snap back to reality. Because sometimes it's hard, especially with method acting, which is what I study and do. It's like you're triggering all these senses that you knew were always there, but you always keep them hidden, And so I always need about a week to 2 weeks to kind of just be by myself and unwind and be on my own and snap back to reality.
Yeah, I can imagine. 'Cause you're especially with Sickhead and maybe even a little bit with Dr. Death, you're probably digging deep into the shadow,
Oh yeah. I mean, you definitely are. And so to have that time alone for a bit to unwind, it definitely helps out.
So,
what would you say so far has been your favorite role? As far as just one you enjoyed most, or one that was, that left a bigger mark or whatever.
Well, as far as the movies that have already came out, my favorite role would definitely be Sickhead, in a sense that it just catapulted me to the next level. It introduced me to this horror world, and it taught me discipline. It made me more connected with the fans. It introduced me to Rob, so I would say that role as of now. But as time moves on and these movies come out and they breathe a little bit, I would probably say, I don't know. It's between Sebastian's role and Dr. Death's role. I like them both. I can't really say which one is a favorite for me. I learned a lot about myself doing both films. So, and I feel like I had breakthroughs throughout the time of shooting both films. So whenever you can have a breakthrough and kind of and figure things out from moment to moment, which I was able to do, and work with good directors like Josh and Rob, I can't compare the two. I can only say that I had a good time doing both.
Right.
So if your career was blossoming around 31 in American Horror Story, how do you feel that it is now?
Well, I guess we'll see. That all I can say is I don't want to project anything. I think these movies, especially with Three from Hell, which is the follow-up to such a huge franchise, I think that will be good. And also, Candy Corn will be very good because Candy Corn, I feel, is specific for Halloween. Where I feel like Candy Corn will be a cult classic in a sense of every Halloween, a couple's going to rent this movie, and it's going to be one of the movies they watch on Halloween during that season. Whereas the Three from Hell will probably be the same, but Three from Hell will be more of a one where it's like, let's watch all three of them at once. And you can watch Three from Hell whenever. It's just, it's not specifically made just as a Halloween movie. So, yeah, they're both going to be cult classics in a sense that Rob Zombie's Three from Hell will be a Rob Zombie cult classic for all the Rob Zombie fans. And Candy Corn will be more of a cult classic as a film made for Halloween. Does that make sense? I hope I'm not disrespecting.
Yeah, that makes perfect
sense.
sense. And the good thing about Candy Corn, though, is if, like Josh said, he already has the funding for the second one. And, I mean, that's what he told us. So, and...
You guys just let the cat out of the cage.
No, he told us that last week. He told us that last week.
Now I'm going to start hounding Josh.
Oh, my bad. Oh, shit. Well, you could have listened to it on...
I'd be like, well, these guys said that. You already had it, so what's up?
Well, he's already been... I should say he's already been offered it, but he's like he said, he's like, I'm going to have to let that breathe because just what he had to go through to get that movie made.
And let that breathe for a while
But to me...
focus on a couple different projects, and then, if people really want it, if Candy Corn does really well, then I'm sure we're gonna start working on it right away.
Yeah,
but he has to let it breathe. And
if you get a trilogy out of it, like he would like, I mean, that's like Halloween night. Watch all three movies.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Or the Halloween party you have it on.
I haven't read the second or third script. I know that Josh has been telling me that they're already written, so I can only anticipate to. And the direction he's going. Josh is a genius. He's very meticulous with what he wants, and so I think it's going to be very thought out. It's going to be very clever, and I can't wait to read it.
You should. Did he ever tell you about the time he went to Ohio and the one mayor tried to charge him like $5,000 to shoot in his town?
No, but I listened to you guys' podcast the other day, and that was interesting. I did not know that happened.
Yeah, dude. I was like, that's such an awesome story. Like,
we need to find out who that mayor is, and we're gonna get him.
I'm not gonna do nothing. That's not nothing that I have to do with. I'm not getting into that.
We'll send him some candy corn. How about that?
Dude.
I mean, that's a lot of money, especially when you're on a low budget. But that's out here. That kind of stuff happens every day. That's why people try to shoot outside of California, because here you can tax people. You can, like they film a lot of stuff on my street. And even the people that aren't shooting, like who aren't allowing their houses to be shot at, still can charge money because they're blocking their driveway. All the crew trucks are blocking the street. So they come around with a little paper and they have you sign it. And if you don't sign it, they ask why, and you give them and then they offer you money, and then you can make money that way. It's kind of crazy.
So have you made money off of them shooting?
No, because I rent my house, but the people that we rent, we live in a back house. But the main house our landlord lives in the front, and she always charges money.
Well, you might as well. I mean,
they're giving it to everybody on the street.
Yeah,
might as well.
Yeah.
I hear like the guy, because I remember one time they were blocking our street for like a week.
Good God.
And the guy that our next door neighbor charged them $10,000, dude, and they gave it to him. Isn't that crazy?
Well, yeah, but I mean,
so who knows what other people charge? And that's not even. And then still, the people that live in the house that they're shooting at, they got to pay them plus pay for their hotel accommodations, plus give them like money for per diem for food. So it's crazy. It's a crazy business. So when I heard that story, like on your guys' podcast of what happened to Josh, I was blown away. But at the same time, I'm like, that happens here all the time.
So do you think if you was ever shooting a movie that on your street that your landlord wouldn't charge you?
No, they're going to charge me no matter what. Unless I'm shooting it in my house, super incognito.
Yeah,
and then people always find a way to charge money for things.
Be guerrilla style shooting there.
Yeah, no, definitely guerrilla style.
She'd see it and be like, "Was that inside? What?" Yeah.
Too late. Already happened.
Yeah, it already happened. While you're like in Tokyo or in Japan in areas that like you can't shut streets down. You just got to film around people. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, no, I believe that. I mean, that's what you do a lot when you're shooting low budget films. You know, you just gotta guerrilla shoot it and hope that you get it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was a lot of Larry Cohen stuff back in the day. That's what they did, and he had this theory that people will tolerate a lot more when they see cameras because there's a movie being shot. So they just, kind of enjoy the show,
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure that mayor is going to be pissed when if he ever watches it. I doubt he'll ever watch Candy Corn, but he'll be like, "Hey, shot here! What the hell is going on?"
Yeah, because that is hilarious that they went back and did it.
I feel like if you're shooting like in your house and you own the house and you're using your parking lot for the crew guys, it's not owned by the city. I'm like, what makes you think that you're going to get any money out of it? I don't understand that. That train of thought.
I didn't understand that either. I was just like I said, it'd probably be like, oh, it's $5,000, but all $100 bills, back alley,
He was probably hoping he was probably hoping that he wouldn't ask no questions and just pay up.
Yeah, it's pocket money.
Yeah, that way he could just pocket all the money. You really think that he was going to give the money to the city? No way. $5,000. That's not a lot of money for
for a whole city. No, not to do what.
No, not at all.
He's probably going to go get him a prostitute or something.
Oh God, I don't know about this. Jeez.
Anyways.
Yeah, he probably was going to get a very high-priced prostitute.
Yeah, in his little town. He was going to the big city, putting on his good clothes.
I think he was in Ohio, so he's probably going to go to Cincinnati or something.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Goodness gracious.
So the scenes you were at, did y'all shoot in Mexico?
For Three from Hell.
No. We did not shoot in Mexico. We shot at Melody Ranch, and that's in Canyon Country. Here it's in Valencia and the Santa Clarita area. It's a little outside of Los Angeles. They have all these kind of studio ranches where they've shot things like Westworld. They shot Carnival there. They shot like any movie that you see that's kind of based in the deserty area. That's a Hollywood production is shot in Canyon Country here in Los Angeles.
Oh, that's pretty cool. But they got
just
everything
have all
there.
the settings for it and everything.
Yeah.
Like, have you guys seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Well, a lot of the stuff there is shot in Canyon Country, Melody Ranch, and places like that.
That movie looks phenomenal, though.
What?
I've been hearing good things.
No, it was a pretty awesome movie. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, I was going to ask
So
you.
did they shoot the Spawn Ranch scene on Melody Ranch?
Yeah, it's a big. I mean, there's a bunch of different ranches there and a bunch of different studios there along the ranch. We shot at like a specific one that they made look like Mexico, like a little town in Mexico.
That's crazy.
How often do you go to the movies?
I got this AMC thing that like you can go to 4 movies or 3 movies a week.
A+.
And it's like $19 a month. So I go like maybe once a week.
How?
Me and my wife both have it, so we'll both go and watch a movie. If she doesn't feel like watching certain movies, then I go by myself. And if I don't feel like watching the movie she wants to watch, she goes by herself. But mostly we go together.
How much is a movie where you live to go to? Because I hear,
Oh, dude, it's like the movies here, like just to go for one movie at AMC, like a 6 o'clock showing is like $16.
Oh, damn. So that
And
pays
then
for
it's like
itself.
$5 for like a small popcorn, and then so right then and there you're already above $20. Then a soda and then all that. So to pay $19 for the full month is pretty awesome.
Yeah, because here it costs.
It's $20 to do that too here. I think it's everywhere.
I'm talking about just going to a regular show, and depending on what the time is, but like probably 6 o'clock it's $13, 13 and 14, and then freaking popcorn is just outrageous. Drinks.
I mean, there's theaters that are even more expensive. You go to the ArcLight in Hollywood, I believe it's like $19 for like a ticket.
And if there's a lot of good movies coming out,
people pay it just to say like, oh, I went and saw the movie at ArcLight, or I went and saw it at the Cinedome. So
right,
I like going to the iPix and like watching them lounging. Do they have those theaters out there that are just super loungy?
No, we
the button, like into a bed. It's leather. You can call for cocktail services or for food. It's pretty awesome.
They got one in Nashville that does that. I don't know what it's called, but someone was talking about how they'll bring you food.
iPix. They're pretty rad.
There's AMC in Franklin.
I don't know, but they'll bring you the food, and you can have chicken wings and all that shit and drinks. But they just started.
Like some of them, you get cocktails and they bring you any drink you want. I don't drink, but I've seen other people do it, and it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, they just started that here at the AMCs. AMC.
You just get kind of part way into a movie, order a fucking nice whiskey on the rocks, and oh man, that'd be super cool. We have one here that's got the moving seats in the air, like air blasts, and it has scents and the lightning, like light setups and all kinds of crazy shit. Yeah, it's kind of like riding one of those 4D roller coaster kind of things. It's crazy. So, what do you have anything? You have your eye on any projects for the future, or you just gonna kind of let these two come out and see what happens?
Yeah, I got some pilots that we shot last year, like comedic pilots, and just I got a couple proof of concept projects that I'll be working on within the next couple months. But as of now, like I want these two Three from Hell and Candy Corn to come out and just breathe for a little bit, see what happens, see how the fans react, and see how the industry reacts. That's all. It's always a patient wait. It's always a waiting game and a game of patience. But I think these films are going to be pretty well received.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. And I know we only have you for an hour, so before you go, or before we have to let you go, we ask every guest this. It's okay if you don't have a story, but do you have any ghost stories or like any paranormal stories or anything that's happened that you can't explain?
Yeah, I do actually. I'm not a skeptic. I do believe in ghosts, and the ghost story I got was I went to a funeral for my grandmother. This was a long time ago. It was my step grandmother, and I went to a funeral in Greenville, South Carolina for her, and I was about like the age of like 13, and I remember the day after her funeral, I was in bed with my I was in bed and I was sleeping in the room next to my parents, and it was in her house, in my grandma's house. We were cleaning it up, getting it ready for them to be able to sell it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was a dream or what it was, but I remember seeing like a silhouette, like it was like a lady in white, and it was my grandma. She had long white hair and a long white dress, and she was hovering across the living room floor, and I kind of followed it. And at the age of 13, it was like my grandma, and I loved her, so I wasn't frightened by it. So I kind of followed it and then she kind of went outside and she disappeared, but she was like hovering over the floor, like just like floating across the floor, and she looked so angelic and just so beautiful. And that's, I don't know if it was a dream, to be honest, or if it was real. I like to believe it was real, and she was just coming to just say goodbye. And so that's my experience I had with the ghost.
Yeah, for sure.
And the crazy thing is that, like, a few nights later, when we were still cleaning up, my mom said she saw that same thing, but she actually got kind of scared of it because she didn't get along with my grandma that well.
Oh, gosh.
So she kind of scared the shit out of her. Made me laugh.
Oh, shit, she's coming to mess with me some more.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think you're definitely right, though. Like, it was her saying, hey, look, I'm okay, you know, and leaving. And you know,
exactly.
That's awesome. Man, I appreciate you sharing that with us.
It was just her saying goodbye.
Yeah, for sure. That sounds like, you know, hey.
Because she didn't, like, go in the best way. You know, she got cancer, and then it was, like, in the hospital, like, just dying in pain, suffering. So it was a really hard way to see her go out. So to be able to see her come back and just be angelic and beautiful like that, it was kind of like her coming back and saying, this is the real me. This is me. Like, and I'm saying goodbye, and I love you guys. So that was my experience with a ghost. After that, I've never seen a ghost ever again. And like I said, I don't remember if I was dreaming or if it was real like that, but it must have been because my mother saw the same thing.
Even if it was a dream?
And it freaked her out.
Even if it was a dream, though, like, you got to think ghosts can come into your dream, you know, so either way, it was real.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's awesome, man. I appreciate you sharing that story with us. People love stories like that. I mean, because there's so many people that, you know, that have had experiences, and, you know, they want to confirm their experience too. So, man, I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, that's like something I haven't ever really shared with anybody. I mean, my parents and family members know about it, but nobody else. But yeah, I thought, you know, if I'm going to share it anywhere, you guys were awesome to talk to, and you guys had good questions, and, you know, we bonded for like a whole hour, and that's great.
Heck yeah, man. We appreciate you coming on and taking the time out. And I just want to say, just let you know, your PR team's amazing, dude. Like,
oh, I know. They're great. So it's one of the greatest things that I've done for myself, in a sense of looking them up, getting referred to them, and then bringing them on board, because I'm doing things that I never thought I would ever be able to do, and they're opening doors for me that I never thought were even there. So I'm so happy with them. Supersonics Media kicks ass.
Yeah, we dealt with Veronica and Wendy, and they're really awesome. And
yeah, they're
so professional and so funny, and just I'm learning so much from them.
Yeah, they've definitely been very patient with us. And
anything else that you have going on that you'd like to share?
At this moment, I don't have too much going on. I just really want the fans to watch these films and enjoy them, and know that when Rob makes films, he doesn't make them for the mainstream. He makes them for the fans. And I can't wait for people to see Candy Corn and see Josh's breakthrough movie, because, like I said, it's the perfect Halloween treat. It's a movie made for Halloween, and I believe that everyone's going to love it. It's got some depth. It's got some heart behind it. Both of them do, and I can't wait for people to experience them.
Hell yeah, man. Thanks for coming on and talking with us. And people can follow you on Instagram at Pancho Moeller P, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah,
all right,
exactly. Pancho Moeller P. They can follow me. They can DM me, ask me questions, whatever.
Sweet, man. That's awesome. Thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, thank you, awesome. Man. Thank you, guys. And you guys, maybe I'll come back to Tennessee, and we'll do another interview together. We'll hang out, or we'll go grab some dinner or something.
Hell yeah, dude. I hope that happens, man. I really do hope that happens.
It will happen, man. I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right, appreciate it, man.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, man.
All right, guys. So that was Pancho Moeller. Go follow him at Pancho Moeller P. And make sure you get your copy of Candy Corn.
At epicpictures.com.
We talked about it last week with Josh, so go listen to Josh Hasey's interview.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you'll find out where to get the movie. Ta-da.
Yeah, ta-da. There's lots.
I just told him where to get the movie.
Oh, my bad.
But
you missed out on the pre-order, because the pre-order was $14.99, and it goes up to $24.99 now.
Damn.
Yeah, damn. And the disc looks really cool. It's got like the
pail.
Yeah, it looks almost like the pail, and it's really cool. Pancho's an awesome guy. We if he's listening to this, thank him for coming on, and just and his team for letting us do this interview. Awesome. Yeah. And you can go follow us at the Horror Basement Podcast.
Jim Jam here is my Instagram handle.
And mine is Johnny.Leroy.
I am v.yeti.616
and
on Instagram.
Collectively, it's at the Horror Basement Podcast and at TN Horror News. And go to tnhorror.com for all kinds of awesome articles and podcast interviews. And, articles and reviews. And the haunt page is up there. Go check out some haunts. Find you a haunt that you want to go to that's close to your city. Jim Jam worked really, really hard on that. And
yeah, and by the time this comes out, Slaughterhouse will be officially open that following Friday, the 20th. Slaughterhouse in Hermitage, Tennessee is open among a lot of other haunts.
Yep, and go check out Haunt Seekers of Tennessee.
Yep. Yeah, our partners. And, I'm going to give some shout-outs to some podcasts that we listen to. Johnny, you listen to...
Half-Ass Horrorcast.
And I guess that's the only one. Half-Ass Horrorcast for me, too, and... It's a Horror Podcast, which is available on this network that you're listening to this on. Yeti?
You listen to those
I've been fucking with Horrible Horror Podcast because I like fucking they break down in depth horrible fucking horror movies, just like the name suggests. It's a fun time. Check them out.
Yeah, Johnny definitely. Yeti definitely has to watch some pretty horrible movies sometimes.
Yeah, he's the movie raccoon. Man. Movie raccoon.
He's a trash panda for movies.
Yeah.
I am,
so yeah,
I roll in the trash.
So.
What the fuck you just sniffed the mic for?
So I was just leaning close to it.
I heard you go.
Hey guys, I'm smelling. No, anyways, we're getting off track here, guys.
I can't. Luckily, I'm the editor.
Yeah. So is that all we got?
I don't know. I think I want to keep y'all a little longer because I miss y'all.
Well, we need to do an intro, so.
Oh, so I still have time with y'all.
Yeah.
That's all we got, y'all. We out.
Peace.
Stay spooky. Try not to be an asshole.